I'm liking it. Oh, this is a nice little cascade. Maybe a good swimming hole. It's hard to tell how deep it is because it's so dirty. It's a damn shame because it wasn't too hard to get here really. Second, really cool level. And I reckon I can just hopefully use that tree to climb through there. Happy day, let's get going. Pretty nice. Well, this middle section is a bit tricky actually. Here we are, on the top of this first pier. This little creek is just crazy. How's it going, guys? Today we are in the back of Kilcoy, Conondale National Park, and we're getting in to check out Sheepstationcreek Waterfall on the East Branch, I believe. Now, I'm on the Kilcoy Murgon Road. So we're going to jump in here. We're going to follow this little tributary in here. Ooh, there's softballs tags down here. There's a softballs piece in this tunnel then. Let's have a look. You don't know what softballs is. He's a graffiti artist from Brisbane. It's a pretty random little tunnel. What a tag. Oh, they're round. I think there's going to be a piece in here. Pretty bizarre. This little tributary is dry, but that's okay because it's going to fall to the main creek, which is just through there. No piece, just a tag. Random as. Pluto on the open road. Cool, bro. Right, down here we go. So we're also going to look at a side quest to another creek, but I've actually been to the top of this waterfall. And yeah, I should be able to easily join them together. I'm probably going to do that first, and then I'll try and do a loop out. So once I go back on the east branch of the sheep station, we kind of follow the road parallel, and then it veers up into the range, and then we'll come back down, and we'll shoot up and cut up into this main road. We'll go back to the car this way, so we'll do a little circuit. Bit of gympie here, which is great. Little puddle of water just over there. This road is pretty quiet, even on the best of days. So Gentleanniecreek is the first creek we're going to go up. So all up, it'll be 10 k's maybe. It's 4.7 plus whatever that's going to be, at least 7 k's. See how we go. So yeah, onwards. Really clear water in here. Nice for this random little trib. Quite open little path here. And yeah, Sheepstation should be pumped. We've had a lot of rain lately, so it is 2025, January. A few bellbirds about. I don't know if we should dip through there or dip through there. Let's go this way. This is probably one of the last videos I record with this camera. I'm getting a newer GoPro finally, so I know this is a bit shaky for you guys. I'm getting a better stabiliser one, so that'll be fun. Yeah, I haven't seen anyone. This creek bending that way, does it? It's a bit weird. Or it has two feeder creeks. Yeah, so on top of this Gentleannie and that, there's two bluffs that I've actually camped at last April, and yeah, it's good to go finally to the bottom of this waterfall now because couldn't really climb down from the top. And Sheep Station, haven't been to the top of that one, but maybe another day. But today we're just focusing on getting to the bottom of that. I don't think I can climb that either. It does bend around like this. Interesting. What a bird life. There's Willigan Creek Falls up the road that I've been trying to do, and every time I go past it, fancy, which is weird. Every time I go past it, it just does not flow. I don't understand when the fuck it flows because we've had so much rain, and she's bone dry. Unless the water's fully underground, but I've already attempted to go a little bit into the creek upstream to have a look at it, and it was still fucking dry. So I don't know. A bit nervous about doing the whole walk to that one because it's still Doesn't give me any hope from the road. Okay, I don't know what with this fence. Supposed to be a national park anyway. Yeah, it's only 25 degrees, not too hot at the moment, hopefully not too humid. We had a lot of rain just yesterday even, so I suspect today shouldn't be too humid and should be quite nice. This will bend around, hopefully we'll hit the creek pretty damn soon. This is actually, yeah, quite a wide little walkway, not too bad at all. Alternatively, you could kind of cut in crystals. Alternatively, you could cut into the creek where it's a little bit back. There's one property that has a sign saying like keep out private property, which is a bit closer to the road, but I decided just to use this trib. It's only short, it's another means of an entry point. The water's disappeared again. Very weird. Not even a drop here. Tree falling over. We should really be there. This little open bit out here should be our creek. These barrels washed away, which is a bit fucking annoying. That people lose their own fucking garbage off the property. This should be the junction. Which is weird. Lost the waters over there. Oh yeah. It's really wide, the sheep station. Well, this is supposed to be national park, so I don't know why. It's a road paddock, it kind of like we cut into his fence, but either way, there must be petering his boundary for sure. Anyway, around we go. So, with that first quarter over there is our first call of business. That nook over there in the hill will be Gentleannie, I believe. And the bluffs are on top. Cows getting in, that's for sure. Called bulls. Well, the creek got suddenly really murky and it's a little bit deep and a bit hard to tell how deep it really got there. So I've had to kind of bash along the side here and through fairly flat but just overgrown lantanery and a little bit of raspberry section. But at least I can see my way through there and hopefully this won't continue too much. I think as the creek gets a little bit more elevation drop, it'll start to clear out and be a bit more easy to walk on. So yeah, so we've got a little bit of an island starting here. Water just kind of pushing wider and wider from this one, but we're not at our Gentleanniecreek yet. Still got a bit of a way to go, for about a K. A bit more of an S-bend, zigzag. This will rejoin just over there, so slowly, surely. Right, first little bit of a cascade that we've seen on Sheep Station. Now, the road is pretty parallel, like I said. Now you can almost come down here now I see it from bottom perspective, you can get down it. It's a little bit steep but it's manageable and it's pretty clear up there. Clearest I've seen so far along the bank. It was a bit choked up back there. So now that I kind of know, you could come in here, but however, we've already committed to where we've committed, so at least we had a flatter entry. But arguably, yes, you could cut in a bit closer to where you actually really want to start, because this first part was not really needed to be walked, but this seemed to be the easiest way to do it. This little cliff side wall here is pretty cool. And another cascade starting to begin, so here we go. Good shit. Alright, so I think this is Gentleanniecreek, but geez, it's getting dry. Now, I saw it in Easter last year from the top and she was flowing really, really well. So unless the water's underground here, I can't even see it seeping out of these rocks into the main creek, which is a bit, bit of a turn off. Look, we'll go a little bit further. Maybe it'll still run in a different angle. Maybe this is an extra side shoot of it. Maybe there's 2 bits. But if not, well, I guess we'll be leaving this for another day till it flows even more. But that's going to be hard to really know without coming back here to check it. But mind you, like I said, you can climb down this. This is pretty much bang on a Gentle Annie. So good news for future. I can just go straight from here. So there you go. All right, let's continue. If not, it doesn't matter because we're still going to follow the sheep station up to a waterfall anyway. So Gentle Annie is not the only thing we're worried about. We're good. So there is a second bit where the water comes out and she's flowing really well. I kind of was surprised by that. I knew Gentle Annie had to flow because I knew how much it flew, well, how much it was flowing from the top. So yeah, whether it's a crystal or not, hard to tell. Anyway, up Gentle Annie, it's our first detour. Let's get at it. Alright, so as we go up Gentle Annie, we've got a trib to our left that's flying pretty well. And it's worth to explore. It's got some good lines on it, but I don't know if I'm focusing on that right now. I might even leave it for another day because I do want to get up Sheep Station and I don't want to spend too much time just with Gentle Annie. But the reason I wanted to do Gentle Annie is because I've been to the top of it already. So let's knock this out. I'm pinning this for the moment. At least if I want to come back to this, I know I can cut straight out from the road in a direct angle. So at least it's a new way to do it and cut in and then I can cut out. So yeah, it's cool. It's definitely going to be another day. I could maybe try and squeeze it in. Like I could maybe squeeze it in with what I'm already doing, but I'm not going to press it. I'm already doing 2 creeks as it is. Otherwise I just do this trib at Gentle Annie. I wouldn't even do Sheep Station today. So I've kind of got in my mind what I want to achieve. So let's just leave this for now. Okay, there we go, a little rock hand for the future if I come back. Not that I don't really need it, but it's just, you know, I like to mark. Mark likes to mark, you know. Alright, so yeah, I didn't expect that to flow really. I wasn't really thinking that was going to be enough water in that, but recent rain says a different story. Alright, so this is not a super long creek to our falls. There might be a couple little bouldery sections right below it. It's not exactly one straight drop, it's like almost a little bit slightly S-bend gorgy from memory from the top. Hopefully get a good photo of whatever there is anyway, so happy days. Here we go, first little tiny cascade on Gentle Annie, just to show you what we got. The flow's still pretty good. Very brown water just from the recent rains washed on the mud now, which is a bit of a shame because that first tiny trib we walked in was so clear, so yeah, let's keep going. Alright, so we've got about 500 metres to our falls, so not too far at all. And if I was to revisit that trib, it's kind of like under 2 k's in and out, one each way, so it's not too bad. Alright, this should be getting bigger cascades slowly. It is kind of fairly flat right to the falls, and then, like I said, I expect a couple of little levels as it climbs up, which makes up the falls. A lot of cool rock in here, a lot of quartz and veins of quartz in this, what I think is, not sure if it's trachyte or what. I'm trying to find crystals, but I'm not really having any luck. Alright, so we do a lot of like rapid cascades now, all in a row, you can see them. So the creek will be no longer flat pretty much. We've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, just climbing slowly. The spur's pretty clear on the right too, which is interesting. Starting to get these little bit of a gorgy walls, which is what I expected. This is even a bit earlier than where I expected to really get them, but yeah, it's cool. Big boulder, it's a really nice little amphitheatre. It's just kind of, wow, it's quite open and these little levels of the water kind of just trickles around different spots. Nice mossy green rocks. Really cool. Definitely in a less seen part of Conondale. Well, this is a nice little cascade, probably the best one I've seen so far. Better than the other one. This pool is a nice little swimming spot, unfortunately very murky, it doesn't look that enticing, but the flow is impeccable, it's great. We're starting to see the bluffs now, so we know we're narrowing in very close, very soon to where we're going to be for our main event. Let's get over there. I don't know if it's a dry trib coming there, it's just the shape of the rock angle, but look, these are these cascades I was talking about, fucking sick, and there's our cliff. So yeah, it's going to narrow in nicely. I'm actually a bit intrigued, I kind of do want to do the trib now, because it's going to run off the same cliff but further around. But we'll see how good this is and how much time it takes. We'll go from there. Grouse. Really epic little creek actually now. It's looking way better down here. So we went to the top of these falls, the main falls, and we did a little bit of exploration upstream in a different video. Check that one out as well. So yeah, it's nice to get down the bottom now. little amphitheatre, it's fucking sick. Look at this little waterfall. This Cascade, call it, whatever. It's fucking nice. I'm liking it. Alright, the next little section, these two big boulders. We're going to mean our way up still. Alright, next cascade. A lot of boulders in this corner. There we are. Our lower section of the falls I wasn't quite aware of, I don't think. Well, I'm not sure. It's a bit hard to tell where I stood on top. It still might have been around further, I reckon. Oh, maybe it was up there. I don't know. I'm going to try and climb up anyway. Hopefully this dry gully will help us to get up and we'll shoot over. Hopefully get into this bottom level here. And if I can climb that, great. If I can't, I'll shoot the gully all the way up and get around again. That'll be the option. So yeah, pretty good flow. Maybe a good swimming hole. It's hard to tell how deep it is because it's so dirty. It's a damn shame because it wasn't too hard to get here really. Probably just under an hour. I started fucking nearly 10 to 9. 10, yeah. An hour and 15 nearly, actually. But if you cut down that hill a bit steeper, closer to the start of the pit, you probably knock off at least half an hour. But yeah. So there's more levels I know. Let's try and get a good angle of this shoot. The waterfall is twisting on us. There we go. Probably a better angle to stand here. That's cool. Woo! Alright, let's try and get up there and see how we get up it. Can't really see the bluffs at the moment, but the bluff line is coming around over a bit higher up actually. It's a good little bluff. I believe this red bluff is the other bluff that comes down the other side, but again we can't see because we're stuck in this S-bend now, so the crack actually is flowing. It's real dripping. Pretty crazy. You can kind of go up and around that way if you wanted to. I'm still debating on shooting back up through there. I've gone past it now, but it should work to get through to the top of the falls hopefully. If not, we'll go right up, right up. Wow, there's also alternatively an option there. Alright, so my little track pushed up alright. Yeah, on top of this, we'll get down to that rock just there in a second. Really cool level. And I reckon I can just hopefully use that tree to climb through there. Happy day. We are on the top of this first tier. Boom. Get up. Alright, so as I'm climbing up here, this is working alright. Tree's just alive enough to grab onto. Give me a side outlook now. Nothing crazy, but you can kind of see cliff line in the distance. So yeah, next level, we can climb like that pretty easily. It reminds me a bit like Love Creek Falls actually, just kind of like the rock type and the area and just everything. Alright, so we're starting to, let's count these levels for a second here. So you got one tier, this is counting as two tier, this will be third tier, and I can see a real narrow cascade, which I count will be 4, and yeah, I think there's like the 5th one is where I was at from the top. You figure it out if there's any more. Let's get going, pretty nice. It's a shame we don't get more of an outlook view, but yeah. Well, this middle section is a bit tricky actually. I don't know the best way to do this. So first of all, if I try to jump across to there, which is already dodgy, but otherwise I can go that way and get up. Even if I'm here, I can shoot up the side there. I don't know if I can drop back in. I may be able to, maybe. Alternatively, you swim through this little bit because that looks so deep. Get on the edge of the rock, climb this bit here, but then you're still going to pull yourself up at that boulder. And again, it might just be unachievable. It's hard to really exactly know. And it would suck to get all wet through here and then realise you can't get up that rock anyway. So maybe the right is better and try and drop back in again. Alternatively, we've got a bit of a path here. I'm going to climb up on there and go up. It's pretty easy. There's a lot of trees to hold on to. Get on top, and you might have a bit of bush, but at least you're kind of on a flatter section. and you can push right over there, you can maybe drop in from there as this creek turns. Maybe that is better. It's hard to really know the best choice. I don't love this side here because it does kind of narrow. You can't see on the other side of that rock. It kind of starts to roll over there, and I don't know what the deal is. But I'd rather be on that side as well because I want to get an angle of the next corner, cascade or what you want to call it. You can see up there, that's the top of the bluff, so we've still got a fair way to fucking kind of meander way up to. Yeah, I mean, the base of the last level of the falls, we don't have to climb right up because we've been at the top anyway, so we just need to kind of get to where I last saw, which I remember it was another right-hand corner, and there's a dry trib dropping in, and that's kind of the base of the upper level. Yeah, I could go even higher here, but the Lantana is fucking shit as. It's really shit as, and if we go over that, then maybe you can go down. I don't know. Just gonna have to try one. It's the only option here. That is it's clear, but it's steeper. I don't know. I really don't know. Maybe I'm better off doing this. We'll just cut. Alright, I ended up going up the left-hand side, heading upstream. It's cut me right up, fairly steep, but managed to get over. And we can just push our way back down here. Hopefully I haven't missed too much of one of the drops maybe. But at least we're back into the creek and we can see if we can go up a bit further. The bluff's still way up there. So yeah, there's a faint track here. I don't know if it's animals. It could actually be abseilers too. I have a sneaky suspicion people abseil this and then reclimb back up to the top of the bluff again. So don't quote me on that, but if you are an abseiler, you've done it, feel free to shout out. Look at this nice slide down here now. The rope would be kind of better for coming up again, but I'll be fine. Wow, that was so deceiving. So I've come right over and I thought, oh, I've cut up above another level, but I haven't. I've come bang on where I want it to be. This is the top of the fucking, where we just were. Hey, fucking score. A mission, she was steep up and steep down, but we had to get around it. Now, so you could have come this way, and arguably I could have. It looks like it's okay. Maybe I could try that on the way back down, but the way I went was definitely possible. Here we go, look at this, fucking grouse. Grouse. Oh, that'll be fairly easy to climb up, so let's get at it. Seeing now, even if I had swum through this gorge bit, climbed up these rocks, I was right, I couldn't get up this bit. The water was trapped underneath and it's too slippery to climb up on this boulder. You wouldn't get it. Maybe, nah, I don't think you could. You have to go the sides. Either that side's doable or the way I went. Crazy. My shoes are caked up with dirt from going up the hill because I've been sliding down. I'm trying to wash myself off now. And then continue up this corner and we should nearly be at the last level I wanted to see out from the base, and then we'll be returning back down again. Nothing like a good shoe wash. Oh yeah. Rock sandals are great, but they suck to the fucking dirt. Anyway, up we go. Cicadas come out loud. Looks like there's a bit of a cave up there. It's a bit hard to tell. It's right up. Alright, so meandering my way up still. The start of the bluff wall is really visible now. We're right against it. And we're funneling into the last corner, which I reckon will be, like I said, one right turn and that'll be it. When I come back down, actually it might be better off, instead of going down and down there, I could, but also I don't have to dip right down. If I do go the right side again, I can take a shortcut through the side of the hill, then go down. I don't have to go down and up, for example here when there's boulders. So we'll see how that goes after. That might be the way to do it. I'm starting to get more of a look at it there now. There's that bit of cliff walls where the fucking, I don't know what it is, it's quite white. That's all you see between the trees there. Crazy. So this could have been a cave, but it's not really. It's just little rock overhangs. Still pretty cool, but. Alright, the next little cascade section as it bends around. Where's the next section? Fucking gorgy. I knew it was going to be gorgy, but like, holy shit, man. This little creek is just crazy. So, I can't go up the right. well, you're almost good, but it's fucking gnarly. You scale up here and you've got a real vertical grass heave up to get up the top. You can't push this way because the cliff drops in. The other way to do it is to go up here. You've got a kind of natural way up, get on top of those cliffs, and then you'll be able to push your way around, and hopefully you can drop back in again, but I don't know. You can't see up there. But I may as well give it a try anyway, because no matter what, that height I can still push to go down, back down anyway from there, so it makes no difference. But yeah, we definitely, it's not climbable, that's for sure. Holy fuck. So cool. Definitely to see if people want to abseil this Y. There's so much going on in here. But yeah, alright, let's try and get up it. Well, this way's not really going to work. I thought it was going to be a kind of natural climb up, but the rock still bends around and it's not really easily climbable. I might be foiled by this bit of the gorge, which really kind of sucks. There's only one last option, and I don't really like it, is that I try and scale this rock and try and just go hug it right up against the wall there. You can kind of climb up if that root's strong, but if that root breaks, it's going to be game over. And I don't even think I can get up the first bit anyway. I think I have one little crack at it, but I really don't think it's going to happen. I think I'm going to have to miss, unfortunately, the one level in between, which was the one I wanted to see from standing on the top. So look, we've seen at least 6 cool levels. It is what it is, much more than I ever would have imagined to have seen. But yeah, look, it's pretty fucking gnarly. I'll see how I go. Alright, so I had a little crack at it. I almost slid off, or I did slide off straight away. And that water's super fucking deep, so that's the other fucking problem, is that if you fucking fail, you're not just hitting the ground, you're going right in. So I'll call it done. Pretty happy with what we've seen. I'm going to go back down to the bottom of the first level, and I'll have lunch down there, and then I'll figure out my plan B if I'm going to suss out that trib and just leave it as gentleannie for today, and I'll come back to the sheep station maybe I'll do it like that. The other trib is quite steep, much more of a climb up, so it might have a much more kind of gradual Cascades versus gorgy section, so it might be hard but like simpler, if that makes sense. You know, so we're going to try and find a way to push over now. I'm going to see if it's better to push up over this and go down, or should I go down and then climb back in again? Maybe I should go down one level then do it. There's no point going higher, I don't think. Alright, so I'm back at the trib. I've estimated it's about 500 metres worth of exploring. So, you know, okay return, so I reckon I can just smash this in and then maybe still continue on with my original plan. So we'll see how hectic it gets and if it dries out. But yeah, we'll just see if it's, should hopefully yield something. The lines are looking good, so see how we go. Let's wait a while I've seen actually. So we saw that gympie at the very, very start. Saw none of it on the rest of the way up the creek. This is the only bit of wait a while that's here. Hopefully it doesn't continue much. I don't think so. I think it's very dry eucalypt forest and they're just rare as hell. Anyway, nice down the creek. It's already a little bit way narrower, almost going to ground almost straight away, so we probably won't get maybe even 500 metres up here, but we'll at least see how we go. So within the first 100 metres the water's kind of gone underground. I'm not going to chase it any further, I'll just happy to call it done. There's no extravagant cliff waterfall at the end that I would chase. They're just climbing up, so whether it's worth going up it is debatable that the water reappears, but it's all good. I'm going to focus on getting up Sheep Station, which I know will yield a better result, so I won't worry about this now. Maybe if I'm ever keen I'll come back and re-look at it and hope the water comes out, but it's not high on the priority, honestly. If I lived here, maybe, but I'm not that local to care about this that much, so all good. That kind of just smashes that off the list. Glad I didn't come back just for that, because that would have dried out and it would have been like, oh, kind of waste of time in a way. So anyway, happy days. Sheep Station. Now I might make this a second video because this is probably getting a bit long. So we'll go for part 2 Sheep Station. Let's smash my vines. Hope you enjoyed this journey. Feel free to like, comment, subscribe. Get notification bells to get notified of all the new misadventurers. I'll catch you guys in part 2. Peace out.